Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello, good people. We are returning to Night Vale. This is our 10th episode already. We're already up to 10 episodes. We're trucking right along with this. Oh man, my sinuses are in flux. This is the time of year from now to probably the end of October. My sinuses are going to be fluxing and doing their thing. But as I was saying before I went off on a sinus tangent, we're episode 10 already. I mean, we've only got 340 more to go through. And they keep putting them out. We may take some breaks and hit some of the novels that they've done set in this universe. So, I don't know. It is what it is. So, let's get off into this one and see what Cecil has for us today.
Regret nothing until it is too late. Then regret everything.
You know, it is what it is. I mean, it's not bad advice.
Welcome to Night Vale.
Back doing the chicken neck. Chicken neck. But, no. I wonder how this is going to come out over the music. This should be fun. I may start doing like a monologue during this.
Our top story today. A roving pack of feral dogs has been terrorizing Night Vale for the past several hours. The dogs have been described as mostly mutts, possibly pit bull mixes. Witnesses say their apparent leader is the three-headed one wearing dozens of decorative service medals and
definitely sounds like the leadership type.
chevrons. Sheriff's Secret Police confirmed that the dog pack has already attacked a group of elementary school children this morning around 8, as they were getting on the bus.
Okay, now, this is kind of gruesome.
Injuries were minor, as the children protected themselves ably with their school-issued nerve gas canisters and automatic pistols.
Hey, it's funny, but it's not.
The dog's motives are not yet known, although authorities believe it could be meth and/or gang-related. More.
I don't know. There is a three-headed dog, so, it could be both or one or the other.
On this story as it develops. This Friday afternoon, the Parks Department will be spraying pesticide in all public park areas and in neighborhoods with dense foliage and predominantly Irish heritage.
Yeah. Sounds like 1900s New York.
Night Vale is making a strong effort to reduce the mosquito population and the dangerous diseases they carry. Last year, mosquitoes were responsible for outbreaks of West Nile, influenza, panache, elephantitis, and Fanny Brice approximation syndrome.
Okay, Not sure about some of those being bloodborne, but you got to listen to the scientists sometimes.
Please stay indoors from 1 p.m. Friday to 10 p.m. Saturday to avoid dermal contact with the pesticide.
I'm wondering if the pesticide is a little bit illegal.
Which has been known to cause skin abrasions, epilepsy, super epilepsy, and organ inversion.
Ow. Organ inversion, ow.
The Parks Department also notes that the pesticide has a half-life of 2,100 years, which means we'll be safe from those annoying mosquitoes for a long time.
Yeah. And other things.
We just received word from Wayne Tyler, assistant shift manager at the new Pinkberry, that the pack of feral dogs was seen this morning rooting around in the dumpsters behind the library.
See, the Pinkberry is part of the new strip mall, which was talked about in an earlier episode. I can't remember right offhand, but that's how cool this is. It's they just incorporate things like that, kind of like we're living in Night Vale.
They made off with some discarded Chinese takeout containers, a rusty futon frame, and 2 homeless men, likely to become henchpeople to the wild dogs.
Or dinner.
If you are near the library, be warned that these dogs are dangerous.
Yeah. I would probably think any 3-headed dog leading a pack of dogs would be dangerous, but that's just me.
Also be warned that penalties for overdue books has skyrocketed to 50 cents per day and, after 30 days, jaw mutilation.
Well, yeah. Get your books back to the library on time.
The Night Vale Medical Board has issued a new study indicating that you have a spider somewhere on your body at all times.
Sounds legit to me.
But especially now. The study said that further research would be needed to determine exactly where on your body this spider is and what its intentions are.
I gotta laugh this one off. Woo!
Only that it is definitely there and is statistically likely to be one of the really ugly ones.
It is what it is, man.
Let's go now to community health tips.
Oh, these are going to be good. Could be well worth it, too.
Listeners, are you suffering from carpal tunnel syndrome? Are you enjoying carpal tunnel syndrome?
I guess, maybe, I don't know.
Are you surprised by carpal tunnel syndrome?
Yeah.
Are you enraged by carpal tunnel syndrome?
Nope.
Do you feel a throbbing sadness that you almost cannot stand from carpal tunnel syndrome?
I think we may be overanalyzing this a lot.
Do you feel a bounty of love and appreciation for your fellow human beings traveling through this confusing and finite lifetime with
Yeah, kind of.
you from carpal tunnel syndrome? Do you get
I got this is getting beyond ridiculous. It's funny though.
sexually aroused by carpal tunnel syndrome?
No.
That would be weird.
Yes, that would be weird.
Not to be judgmental, but it would be weird. This has been Community Health Tips. Listeners, we've just learned that the drawbridge construction site has been hit by graffiti vandals.
Oh no, not graffiti vandals on the drawbridge in the middle of the desert.
The sheriff's secret police suspect the feral dog pack to be responsible for the giant spray-painted lettering along the bridge scaffolding that reads, "Gold standard is our standard," and "Read your Constitution."
Yeah, sounds doggish to me. Sounds like something dogs would spray paint.
There was also a very elaborately painted portrait of Alexander Hamilton wearing Groucho Marx nose glasses and a caption that reads, "Federalist Papers," but where Federalist is crossed out and toilet is written in red.
Interesting. Funny, but interesting.
Actually, you should see this. It's truly stunning. All that with spray paint. I'm impressed. These guys are really good artists.
Even though they might be feral dogs.
Nevertheless, these dogs are possibly armed and possibly rabid.
And maybe dangerous.
They are definitely libertarian street artists, and that has police and city officials working double time to solve this problem.
Yeah, can't have them libertarians running around.
If you have any tips that could lead to the capture of this roving band of dogs, please keep them to yourself.
Gotta laugh that one off.
We've also received word that they have tapped your phone and computers, so best not leave the house or talk loudly.
Yeah, good advice.
Let's have a look at the community calendar.
I love the community calendar.
This Sunday afternoon, the Night Vale Fire Department will be holding its bi-weekly Fireperson Appreciation Parade. All of the town's firefighters will be riding through Main Street on their bright red engines, which will be turned into floats depicting some of the greatest fires in Night Vale's history.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
One of my personal favorites is the 1983 Earthquake Dust Fire, when Tremor-initiated fires became so intense that the airborne sand burst into deadly flames.
Yeah, that would be something to watch. I wouldn't want to be anywhere around it, but I would watch the video.
Nearly the entire city population was lost, and the FDNV does a fantastic job capturing the drama with streamers and papier-mâché.
Yeah.
The fire department would like to remind Night Vale citizens that the parade is free, and to check your coffee makers and gas stoves before you leave home, because they will not fight any fires while the parade is happening.
Yeah, that's funny. And on so many different levels.
On Monday, the staff of Dark Owl Records will be wearing sweater vests.
Why?
Tuesday night is the Boy Scouts Court of Honor. The BSA will name its first ever Blood Pact Scouts.
They actually have an episode, which will probably be coming up here soon, of that whole thing. They kind of announce it here, then they have an episode that goes into the whole Boy Scout thing, and it is a hilarious episode.
The rank just above Eagle Scout. So far, no scout has attained the coveted position of Eternal Scout, but we have heard that two local boys, Franklin Wilson and Barton Donovan, have earned the Invisibility Badge.
Hey, that's a good badge to have.
Which is a prerequisite for the rank. Well done, Frank and Barty. Wednesday afternoon is the citywide fitness fair at the rec center. Last year's event was canceled, as it was held on the same day and time as the fried chicken and cigarette fair.
I can see a fried chicken and cigarette fair being a real thing in like Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Florida. I can see them having an actual, real, fried chicken and cigarette fair. I'm sorry, that's just kind of my biases there.
This year's event, however, promises to be a huge success, as they have secured a large corporate sponsorship from the intelligence group International.
Hey, you get your sponsorships where you can get them.
Who will provide free prostate screenings, mammograms, and surgically embedded government monitoring devices.
Yeah, it is what it is. You got to go with what you got.
Thursday morning, the National Weather Service and National Security Agency have scheduled a giant sandstorm.
Okay.
Friday is an oasis. Only a metaphor for something unattainable.
He's not wrong.
A haunting dream of meaning for our lives. But don't look. Turn your head. Your life is here. Stay here. You are alone. You are so peacefully alone.
Sometimes being alone is very, very nice and very, very peaceful.
That's it. Yes. Good.
Yeah. So, whew. Laughing hard. Yeah. Ooh, it's one thing about these episodes of Night Vale. They let you exercise your lung capacity.
We've contacted the Night Vale Zoo, hoping to find out more information on how dogs behave in packs. Perhaps these skilled animal experts could give us some insight into how to catch these dogs, or at least understand them. Night Vale Zoo Director Emily Munton told us that all animals prefer tiny cages and scheduled food pellet consumption.
I might disagree just a little bit with that.
And that it didn't make sense that any animals would want to wander freely about town. She added a high-pitched roar, followed by a watery gurgling sound, and then our conversation was ended by repeated, cloudless thunderclaps.
Sounds like a good place to end a phone call to me or interview.
A reminder to anyone looking for fun on a budget today in Night Vale. It's free admission day at the Night Vale Museum of Forbidden Technologies.
Okay. The thing is, in the state of Texas and the American South, I can see them having museums with that exact same title.
As always, the museum features many fascinating permanent exhibits, including the cheap, pollution-free source of energy created by Nikola Tesla, multiple time machines, some of them not yet invented, and pocket calculator.
We have time machines that haven't been invented yet. You gotta love that.
Which were outlawed by the city council 22 years ago for undisclosed reasons.
Yeah, pocket calculators could, they could overthrow the world. Or people could spend all their time putting, 80085 and turning it upside down.
Along with that, there is a temporary exhibit displaying the many different, exciting, and extremely dangerous uses for lasers. Be sure to splurge on the guidebook at the museum store, as the exhibits themselves are entirely shrouded with thick burlap at all times.
Hey, yeah, you know, it is forbidden technology.
And all explanatory plaques have been blacked out with permanent marker. The Museum of Forbidden Technologies.
That sounds legit to me.
If you don't know about it, we may or may not have it. And now a word from our sponsor. You come home. The lights are off. You get an uneasy feeling. Suddenly, the phone rings. You remember that you do not have a phone.
Oops!
It rings some more. You do not know what to do. Then you remember that, yes, you do own a phone. Why wouldn't you own a phone?
I've had thoughts like that while being intoxicated.
Everyone owns a phone. The phone is still ringing. Ha 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 ha. How silly to think you didn't own a phone. It rings again. You smile and shrug and answer the ringing phone. It is still dark.
The thing is, other than somebody I know calling, and I have the people that I will readily answer the phone for, I have assigned ringtones. So, yeah, I very seldom actually answer my phone when, like, random calls come in. But being Night Vale might be an old school corded phone. You know, those people out there in the audience that you can look up corded phones on Google.
Hello, you say? They are waiting for you. A whispery, gender indeterminate voice tells you. It is your time, it says. You turn on the light. You laugh again, wondering why it took you so long to turn on the light.
Like I said, I've been intoxicated and had real similar thoughts. Maybe not the exact same thoughts, but similar.
Gosh, it was dark, you think. Hello? The voice asks. You hang up, glad you remembered to buy Tropicana orange juice, at least. Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice is made from the freshest oranges with no added flavors or preservatives.
A little bit of vodka helps stretch the orange juice out.
Also, you should get caller ID. It's the 21st century. How do you not have caller ID?
He's got a point. Very valid point.
Really. Tropicana.
Like I said, a lot of the in-universe advertisements that pop up in the podcast that I share, I'll skip over. But Night Vale, they put that twist on it, and it makes it worth listening to, regardless if you like the product or not. There's that Night Vale twist is just awesome.
This just in. 2 more school children were attacked by the wild dogs this morning near the playground at Night Vale Elementary School. One of the boys was taken to Night Vale General with treatable leg injuries. The other boy, we understand, was unharmed because he was a better boy and more loved by the angels.
Which may or may not exist in this universe, or in Night Vale. We don't know.
We've also received confirmation that a handful of mangy curs broke into the senior center, stole their televisions, and made the internet stop working.
Okay, then.
This has gotten out of hand, ladies and gentlemen. We simply cannot live in fear for our safety because of wild dogs. Allow me a brief editorial here.
Okay, this is going to be good. Really good.
If you would. First off, please have your pets fixed. It's an inexpensive and quick process. You can take your dog or cat to the Night Vale SPCA, to your local veterinarian, or to Big Rico's Pizza.
Doesn't make you want to order pizza now, does it?
Rico studies taxidermy as a hobby, so he's happy to help out in whatever way he can. Second, many of these dog packs are formed by dogs that are not raised to be loved, but bred to fight. Trainers are teaching these dogs everything from jujitsu to kickboxing to knife work.
Woo! Puts a whole new meaning on dog fighting, doesn't it?
This is simply unacceptable. Dog fighting is illegal, cruel to animals, and a danger to society when these dogs are untethered. But
Yes, he's right.
we are a strong, united community here in Night Vale. We must stand up to violence. Our town was founded by peace-loving imperialist conquerors who, to escape taxation, overwhelmed a potentially violent race of indigenous people and founded this beautiful city on principles of family, fortitude, fence building, and friendly propaganda.
Hey, sounds like the, founding of America.
Let's not forget our long-standing town motto: we have nothing to fear except ourselves. We are unholy, awful people.
Hey, that sums up a lot of things.
Fear ourselves with silence. Look down, Night Vale. Look down and forget what you've done.
Yeah, that's what we do about every 4 years.
That is the motto of a determined, unified community. And now, the weather.
And as always, we will pause for the weather, then we'll come back after the weather. Okay, we are back after the weather. This episode has just got me. It's got the old lungs going. Got them filled up. Been laughing so hard. Good exercise. That's one thing about it. I can say about Night Vale. It is an exercise for your lungs.
Ladies and gentlemen, good news. Mayor Pamela Winchell called a press conference moments ago declaring an end to our dog pack terror. The mayor announced that the dogs were not actually dogs, just some plastic bags caught in the breeze that people mistook for wild dogs. There are no wild dogs in Night Vale, she said.
You listen to your mayor. They know best.
And if there were, they'd be sweet little dogs with big, meaningless eyes and tongues like flypaper.
Sounds like a cat.
The plastic bags, meanwhile, have been safely returned to the dog park from whence they came, and which is to remain unknowable and unremembered.
And that's probably a good thing in Night Vale.
Journalists asked about the injuries and aftermath of this morning's dog pack-related crimes. The mayor responded with a hollow stare. She
Sounds like most politicians.
Promptly shook the podium off its base and whispered through gritted teeth, "Plastic bags. Plastic bags."
Definitely a well-rounded, educated, informed mayor.
The sheriff's secret police then ethically kettled the pool of reporters, gently coercing them with pepper spray.
And that's what police forces, secret or otherwise, are known for.
Most were taken away peacefully in handcuffs and black hoods.
Like I said, you know, secret or otherwise.
Thank goodness it was all a misunderstanding. Dear listeners, I don't want to say I told you so, but wasn't I right when I said we were a determined, resilient little town?
Yes, you were.
In the face of wild beasts, we did not crumble. We did not back down. We stood eye to eye with violence, and it blinked first.
Yes, it did.
Stand proud, Night Vale. Be afraid on the inside, of course. You are, after all, your own downfall.
He does got a point. I mean, he's not wrong.
But stand proud against those predators that would harm your family. And that is our show. Thank you for listening, listeners. Stay tuned next for the popular advice program, Dr. Brandon. This week, Dr. Brandon offers a step-by-step on how to remove your own appendix without surgery.
Hey, you know, that is information we all could use.
The sky tonight is a soft, quivering green. The wind is calm, but prepared. Get your sleep, Night Vale, and don't forget to dream. Good night.
Woo, that was a funny episode. That and the last episode, Pyramid, was good too. The Pyramid one though, well, you can tell if you've listened to it or seen it, you know it's incredibly long because it was just that funny and I had to make that many comments. So I can't decide where I want my mic. Well, that brings us to a close. And next weekend, we'll rejoin Cecil and the people of Night Vale. And until then, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?